Please welcome Eric Krug.
You know what I don't get is people who raise their kids. I don't understand this. What do you do? Let the iPad do the work, right? Like, if my parents had put a dog bowl in front of the TV and gone on vacation, I would have turned out the same. Like, this is not on them, right? I can prove it, too. Like, if you think about all the families you know, if you think about it, almost every family you know has like one sibling who's well-adjusted and successful and one sibling who's a complete piece of garbage. Spoiler alert, I'm the piece of garbage. But it's true, and like it even extends to like presidents' families, right? Remember Jimmy Carter had his fuck-up brother Billy, and then Bill Clinton had his brother Roger, Jeb Bush had his brother George. Like it's it's crazy. Like, I always think it's so weird when, like, parents are so proud of themselves. They're like, I don't let my kid play video games or watch TV all day. I make him go play outside. It's like, so you think your kid's going to develop better because he spent 3 hours in a swing going back and forth? Like, why don't you just put him in a fucking hamster wheel? Video games give them hand-eye coordination. Just give them puzzle-solving skills. Most of this stuff is social now. Like TV, I was a pop culture kid. I was, like, watching Simpsons and Seinfeld, SNL, Letterman, O'Brien. Like when I was growing up, I didn't understand most of what they were saying because I was a kid, but it's the reason I'm so goddamn cool now, you know? If I kept playing Kick the Can until I was 21, I'd be a fucking goober. I want to talk about racism a little bit. I know it's a touchy subject. I don't listen. I understand that it's touchy right now, and the last thing I want to do is offend any racists in the audience tonight. But I will say the thing about it is the dialogue. I sometimes worry that we're not focusing on how things get better sometimes, right? Like case in point, have you noticed how furious white people get when you call them a racist, right? Like 100 years ago, you go down south and you'd be like, man, you people are fucking racist. They'd be like, oh my God, thank you for noticing. That was so sweet. Like they didn't care. But now if you call a white person a racist, they get livid, and that is progress, right? They at least know they shouldn't be racist, even if they still are. They know that you're not supposed to be. That's a progressive step. And I will say this is a controversial opinion. I do think sometimes that minorities throw out the word racist a little too casually. I know this is controversial, but you gotta understand why that word is so offensive for white people. Like that word carries with it a history of oppression and violence and injustice that dates all the way back to our ancestors. And so I wish there was some way to convey how that feels to have a word with that much power directed at you, but it's a uniquely white experience in this country. So glad you followed me on that. Got a lot of mass shootings happening, and yeah, that's right. I'm hitting all the good notes. Thing I like about mass shootings, I shouldn't have said it like that, but is that I do topical material. Sometimes it gets out of date. Mass shooting material, never out of date. I didn't do them. But one thing that bothers me about the dialogue on whenever there's mass shootings, they always try to pawn it off on mental health, which kind of drives me nuts because it's just like, I feel like that's a much more slippery slope than gun control, right? When people are just like, oh no, I don't think the government should be keeping a registry of guns. They should keep a registry of people we've arbitrarily deemed mentally unfit for society. We can measure that. That's, don't go messing with me just because I'm exercising my constitutional right to strap an AR-15 with a 100-round drum mag to my back so I can go into a Starbucks and order a caramel macchiato. Why don't you go find somebody acting crazy? It's a little hypocritical of me to tell those jokes because I actually own a gun. Keep in mind I moved here from Texas. But I do own a gun, but I swear it's only for self-protection and Cinco de Mayo. But it is like, I think at this point though, the only reason I still own a gun is because I'm terrified of other gun owners. Right? Because not everybody who wants a gun is a lunatic, but every lunatic wants a gun. And I'd be damned if I'm gonna be the only lunatic who's not armed. But I'm a little surprised, though, at this point, though, that progressives are still fighting for gun control laws instead of stocking up while the getting's good. Because, I don't know if you noticed, but one side has all the guns right now. And I'm not one of those freak-out types who thinks that we're inevitably headed for a civil war or anything like that. But I'm saying that if the Civil War were to happen, the winner is not going to be determined by who listened to the most episodes of Fresh Air. So, I want to start packing. That's all I'm saying. Just to be safe. I got off social media like 3 years ago. I got rid of all my social media. Fucking felt great. I wanted to get a tattoo on my neck that said no likes, no retweets, no regrets. And it was weird because every time I would tell people that I wasn't on social media anymore, they would treat me like I'd just beat cancer. They'd be like, oh my God, you're so brave. You're so brave. And I'd just be like, you can do it too. Like, it's, no, I'm no hero. Just flesh and blood, a mere mortal, but you are an inspiration. I don't know, it felt good being a hero for a while. But it was, at a certain point though, I started to realize that me getting off social media was just one step closer to becoming the Unabomber. Like deleting your Facebook is basically the equivalent in modern day society of building a shack in the woods, right? It's like, I just became a social pariah. Like everybody's like, whatever happened to Eric? He just kind of fell off the grid. And I was like, guys, I still live in your apartment complex. I saw you getting your mail yesterday. You can call me. I'm just like that weird guy that all the kids in the neighborhood talk about. Look, it's old man Krug. He hasn't posted a new status since 2016. No one knows where he stands. I think he fucks cats now. I don't fuck cats. But you have to be, that's the problem is I'm getting back on it because I have no freaking choice. It's like Jobs use it, comedy uses it, everybody uses it. It's like, every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in. Hashtag God, fuck, I'm using hashtags again. Yeah. But I have friends like all around the country. Like, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to, I'm not gonna fucking call them. Who does that anymore? When was the last time you got a phone call? I'd just be like, what the fuck is this? Why is it making this noise? Like, phone calls have become the most intimate form of conversation now because of social media, right? Like, I'll meet people out and about, and we'll, hit it up, and they're just like, hey, we should keep in touch. What's your Instagram handle? You on Facebook? I'm like, oh, no, I don't do it. Why don't you just give me your phone number? They're like, whoa, slow down, Ace. We're not old war buddies. I'm not going to give you my fucking phone number. Just take it easy. Let's just give you access to my online networks, and you can see where I am, what my upcoming plans are, where I work, some pictures of my family, my significant other, my political opinions. Then we can talk about actually talking. Thank you guys very much. I'm Eric Krug.
Eric Krug.